Good evening, everybody.
He's getting so angry at me. Hello.
It's Wednesday night. It's 9 p.m. We've already gotten Alistair sighting. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing today?
Good news.
Fine.
To the show,
thanks for asking.
And we are, of course, a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. Thank you for staying with us through the end of WCW Thunder. I know it was an exciting main event between Macho Man Randy Savage and the Disco Inferno tonight, but we'll do what we can to uphold that proud tradition of two-fisted action. Joining me here in the top row. Joining me here in the top row, it's his first week of freedom this summer. It's Rack Time Rob.
Hi. As you can see, I am now officially laying about shiftlessly.
All right. That's the material he spent all day on.
Nah, just 2 minutes ago.
Oh, anyhow, in the bottom row, you may recognize him from stage and screen, but we know him more as the host of his own channel here on YouTube, Hooded Cobra Commander 788. Brian Lauer on the show, back again after however long.
Oh, yes. A round of applause. Oh, yeah. Don't applause. It's the B team. That's a mercy applause. Everybody's like, get Joe Schlepsky back.
First appearance of 2025, I believe.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
You've been a busy boy, man. What you been up to?
Yeah, I have. It's been a time. It is that time has been quite filled with many things. But hey, if there's ever a gap in time, I will fill it with getting cheap G.I. Joe Extreme videos and opening them on camera, because everybody needs a hobby.
Right. And we were not lying in the thumbnail. You do not have G.I. Joe Extreme vehicles to build today.
I don't. I did the ones that I have. However, there is a way that the audience here can get in on this if they would like their own G.I. Joe Extreme video to assemble. They're extremely cheap. They're so cheap. The way you do it, you get yourself an envelope and you blow your nose in it. Seal that up, send it off. You don't even have to put an address on it. Just send it off. And a week later, you get a G.I. Joe Extreme video. People are that eager to get rid of them. So they're extremely cheap. Next time you have a runny nose and an empty envelope, send that off and get your own G.I. Joe Extreme video. And then you too can participate in the fun, the extreme fun.
Now, should that be a self-addressed stamped envelope?
I don't think you even need to put anything on it. It's pretty gross. So like, they're not going to really care about the stamp. They're going to be like, and then they'll chuck it and it'll on the wind, it'll float to somebody. And they're like, oh, here's an excuse to get rid of this G.I. Joe Extreme video. Here, send that to, send that on the wind. They'll just throw it and it'll land on your porch.
They'll track the DNA.
This I think is completely reasonable.
Right.
Very realistic.
Throw it into the air where it will be snatched by a falcon and then dropped in your front lawn.
That's right. It'll be snatched by a drug-addicted falcon on Spark, and he'll meander through your neighborhood and drop it on your porch.
Well, your letter will be sent by a falcon, but the G.I. Joe Extreme toy is going to be sent by pigeon. So
this
is the one, like, when porch pirates steal it, they'll bring it back.
But there's Bart, Extreme and no Joe Schlepsky. Yeah, unfortunately so.
Yep.
We unfortunately so. But when Schlepsky starts doing G.I. Joe Extreme assembly videos, then maybe we'll include him on those types of jokes.
Maybe he doesn't have enough mucus or an empty envelope.
Possibly. He could be too healthy.
He does live in California.
A lot of hay fever. There you go.
The figure 6-pack. Why not open the packages from the atrocious 2003 figures like Valor versus Venom?
See,
You know,
they don't look constipated enough.
yeah, true.
It's an intriguing idea, though, because I wasn't around in the 2003 era, so I missed out on all that. So it would all be new to me. So it's, I don't know, it could be fun.
I would put the 2003 run in more of the hit or miss category. I think you had some pretty good ones. You did have some clunkers, but I wouldn't call that. It was a bad theme. I wouldn't necessarily call them bad figures.
Well, I could find out which ones are the hits and which ones are the misses. Which ones are the misters and which ones are the misses. But yeah, that's an idea. It would be if I had the time to do it. It's time now. Just having the time to do it that's the only barrier. That's why I did the videos that I did, is because on a rare occasion I actually had the time to do it. But that would be interesting. I do sometimes just really want to open and assemble a video. There's a special feeling about opening one of those for the first time and putting it together and putting the stickers on and getting it all to work. It's just, there's nothing else that quite compares with it. So I do get a hankering to do that every once in a while, but I don't always have the time to do it. So Valor versus Venom, I'd look into it. Yeah, Sigma 6, sure.
It's almost like you're saying these through increasingly gritted teeth.
Sure.
Oh, why not? You know what? I have learned that no matter how weird or bizarre it is, I can still have fun with it. And this is something that I wouldn't have said early in my reviewing. So I feel like this is personal growth, and I frankly think I should be congratulated for it. But I can appreciate things now, even that are goofy, even that I don't like per se, but I can still appreciate the silliness of it. I can put it in perspective.
Right. And look, somebody was a little kid in 2003, and that was G.I. Joe for them. And they love Valor versus Venom. So I'm not gonna yuck on their yum. We're on the same team.
Hey, those are toys that are actually still geared at children.
Right. They're toys that when I look at them, they do not crumble into dust, which gives them, that is a distinct advantage over the ones that I'm more interested in myself.
Ye oldie G.I. Joe Extreme videos, pretty sturdy. They're sturdy construction for rugged play.
That's right.
Yeah.
Doug Dello notes that my daughter is also laying about shiftlessly as her second year of teaching is completed. Thank you for making us feel old, Doug. You're banned. And congratulations to your daughter.
You're banned. Yes, congratulations.
I didn't need old this soon into this week's video. Thank you.
You all still have color in your hair. I'm coming in here looking like Santa Claus.
Right. Thank God Doug knows me well enough to know that
I'm looking more like George Lucas by the day.
Right, and I think you're the youngest one here. If only by a few months.
Crazy, isn't it? In the last 10 years, I've aged 20 years.
Right. I shared on my Facebook feed today a photo that I had taken of my hair when it was at its getting to the top of its length during the pandemic. And I noticed, I was just thinking, because it popped up in my Facebook feed and the memories, and I was like, oh my God, I could just take that same photo right now. It's the same thing, and just with the little Superman curl hanging down. It's a little bit too short for that, but yeah, it's pretty much the same photo. And
congratulations
I'm old.
To you for aging gracefully. I have not done that.
It's all credit goes to the old man, who did not start going gray until well into his 50s. So yeah, we'll credit Dad on that one.
All right.
Even our grandfather, our grandpa here is Harry. He started going bald before he started going gray. So thankfully that hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
We got enough.
Yeah, see,
we got
you're
enough.
good.
Hey, look, man, it's all I have is hair. It's all I'm obsessed.
It's all we got.
All I've got. Hair and shapely calves. That's all I have.
Look at those cams. Woohoo.
Just calves, though. Just calves.
If you got it, flaunt it.
Look at half of those gams. Doug Dello also chiming in. I've recently received Slaughter's Marauders Equalizer and Armadillo. I need a Lynx. I have an Armadillo and a Lynx. I need an Equalizer.
Ooh.
I love that Equalizer. It's a damn fine tank. I just haven't ever decided to splurge for it.
It is really nice. It's really nice. They've altered it from the original, and of course they put the paint job on, but I don't think it's like better. It has more play features. It's really good. I'll put my plug in there for the Equalizer. It's excellent.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Slaughter's Marauders, for as you love them or you hate them, right? I'm not here to criticize them if you like them, but they are certainly polarizing. I'll give it that. But those vehicles are superb.
Yeah, those vehicles would have been cool in any era. Like those, yeah, they're really top notch, and like a lot of new tooling went into them. They had paint jobs on them. Those could not have been cheap to produce. Even though they did reuse some vehicle parts, they also had some additional brand new parts to them. So they weren't straight, recolors. There weren't straight reissues. Somebody invested some time and design and resources into those, and it shows that they're really, really nice. So yeah, there's my plug for the Sergeant Slaughter.
There was enough of the A team still hanging around to make those work.
I still say you fire the cannon on that Lynx. It's going back 100 yards.
Whatever. Michael Gene Fleming chiming in. They had some stinkers, but there was some good stuff in the JVC era as well. I would say absolutely. My complaint about the Joe versus Cobra era was not really figure design. It was more about figure construction. Like that was a group of figures that desperately needed a standard buck on the figures. They clearly did not have one, but there were some really cool designs for figures in there. It was a little repaint heavy, but those are always optional. Like I don't feel compelled to pick up every repaint of every figure unless it's somebody that I like. Night Force Beachhead. But even he had G.I. Joe written on his leg, so he didn't forget what team he was on.
Yeah, just in case. Oh yeah.
Make sure that's what happens with age, The memory is the first thing to go.
He took a bullet to the head in that silent issue. It messes with your memory.
You know what they say with age? It's the memory the first thing to go.
Joe ARAH asks, anyone else have the recurring nightmares that your mint carded Joes turned into beat up Valor versus Venom clearance items? No, because what's a mint carded Joe?
Really, there's the all too real nightmare of your mint carded Joe turning into pieces in the bubble.
In the bubble, right? You shake that thing around enough.
I think I still have some carded figures from the 90s. I don't know what they're going for now, but they were only slightly more expensive than G.I. Joe Extreme. I think you had to send 2 snotty envelopes to get some of those 90s carded figures.
They have come up some. They've come up some. Now they will set you back $30 or $40.
That's still not bad, all things considered.
Yeah. I mean, when you figure that that's all been within the last 10 years that they went from about $8 to about $40. But I think that's just the hobby in general. The low end stuff has come up, the high end stuff has come down, and it's just kind of stayed not very expensive overall. But I think we just all, those of us of a certain age, just all have it in our head that when we were kids, these were $3 a piece. And so seeing one now a lifetime later at $40 or $50 just kind of makes things short circuit a little bit. But that's how it goes. That's how it goes when people still want them. So Beta Ray Bob says go ahead, Brian.
Oh, I was along those lines. I think I got my first Ninja Force Scarlet carded for $5, including shipping, when I got that one.
So mostly shipping.
Yeah, so you just paid for shipping. And I had a few eBay auctions that I won like that. They had free shipping on them, and I got them for like $4. And I felt bad. It's like you didn't make anything on this between the listing for the toy itself and the shipping. I am stealing this from you. But did I send them more money? No, I did not. Anyways, Beta Ray Bob says, Hooded Cobra Commander 788, your hair isn't long enough to claim Santa Claus. That's my title.
Okay, you can be Santa Claus, but it's not long enough to be Santa Claus, but we are kind of in a George Lucas length here, so
right. I mean, we just got past Memorial Day. We don't have. You got time before Christmas.
That's true. Yeah, I could grow it out, but then I'll have to fight Beta Ray Bob for his title. Oh. It'll be Santa Deathmatch, which I think everyone would want to see. That would spice up Christmas.
I think that's been at least one Christmas episode of American Dad.
There you go. See?
Right. Yeah. I think Celebrity Deathmatch knocked that one out too. The Gunny checking in. We have all three, referring to all three of the Slaughter's tanks. Well, you fine, mister. You just be that way.
They're really good.
Bearded Megazord refers to Slaughter's Marauders really as the Brittle Brigade. And that's not a lie. Those figures, they are among those that crumble to dust if you look at them funny.
Really?
Yeah. They were all made in Argentina, so the plastic on them is a little wonky.
That explains the Argentinian color scheme.
But if you find a Slaughter's Marauders figure that has an intact waist piece, and it's less than $40 or $50, you buy it because you'll be able to make that back.
Yeah, lots of missing thumbs.
Lots of thumbs too. Yes.
If they ever got played with, they were they're broken.
I have out of that line. I don't have all of them. I have barbecue. I have low light, and I have mutt. And I feel extremely lucky that all three of them are completely whole. Like
make sure you seal those up. Don't breathe on them.
They're in the plastic bubble so that they don't have the weight of the plastic bag pushing down on them. Yeah, they make me nervous. Matt Rubin notes that the vehicles are better than the figures for the most part. I think for every part, really.
Yeah.
Those vehicles, and that's again not a slight to the figures. Those are characters that I liked, and I don't mind the paint, but those vehicles are awesome. Those tanks are great. Doug Dello wants to know, we're talking about Joe in the opening discourse. What has happened to this show? Well, it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
If you like, I mean, Brian and I could launch into a discourse about late 80s alternative rock, if that's okay.
Yeah, I could probably come up with something.
Right. We can start talking Joy Division if you want, but we don't have to.
Midnight.
Well, I think that might tear us apart. So let's chug along with the.
Let's not start a holy war.
Joe stuff.
Right. Joe Real American Hero says, always beware the toy dealer that slowly brings out the carded figure like it's a live bomb. That sucker is about to come apart inside the bubble as soon as your credit card clears. Yeah, that's all of them anymore, dude. That's all of them.
Yeah.
These things are pushing 50 years old. They're just not going to stay together that much. It's why many years ago I made the decision mint on card was not happening. And I have stuck to that.
I think that's wise. Yeah.
I bent a little bit on the later ones, like the 25th anniversary guys, because there's no rubber band in them to decay.
Yeah.
So I've got a few of them that I kept mint on card, but
they were not designed to last in the bubble. They just weren't made that way. So
Right.
and they're not like Star Wars, where there's basically just one hunk of plastic with a couple joints.
Right.
Yeah, they're not going to last. If you get lucky, maybe you can get one that will stick around for a bit longer, but eventually, under the best of circumstances, they will all fall apart. So,
Right. And
think about that. If
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if you're doing this as an investment, think about that.
There's an expiration date.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like investing in cottage cheese.
Start selling them now. If you like to, sell them to me for very little, pennies on the dollar.
Lottery cards might be a better investment. I'm just saying.
I'm like Mr. Potter in It's a Wonderful Life, buying up everybody's bank shares.
50 cents on the dollar.
Potter's given 50 cents on the dollar. But Tom, your house, it's got all the money.
It's in Tom's house. Oh, I love that movie.
Figure Six Pack asks, so what of the mint on card figures with the broken O-rings? Will the prices diminish? They do. They tend to. The ones that have figures that are not complete inside of them tend to go for less than the ones that are complete. And it's simply because the ones that are complete still outnumber the ones that aren't. Right? But we're getting to that point where it's just not going to be that way. Even the best of circumstances, that figure, that O-ring is still going to degrade, and there's nothing holding that figure in place against the card, so it rattles around. Even if you don't do anything with it, even if you send it to the mail through the mail to sell to somebody, it's just going to get tossed all over the place. So it's anytime now, anytime soon.
And once they fall apart, they don't display. They don't have the same display value as an intact carded figure. So, for whatever purposes you want to use it for, unless you're just stacking it in a closet, it's really just not as attractive as a figure that's still intact. So eventually, none of them will be intact.
You just bust that bad boy off of there, and you get one of these little screwdrivers, and that's where you get your figures back. That's where you have a collection. Off card.
I say just go with 70s Fisher Price.
Figure Six Pack asks, what if Crystal Ball's crotch breaks in the package? Will he lose his powers as well? I would say yes, because we would all lose our powers under those circumstances.
Wait, if he was the seventh son of a seventh son or some junk like that, and I think if his crotch breaks, it negates all that. It breaks the line. So, yeah, he's done.
Craig Cohan, good to be able to join live. 6 more school days till this year is over. Also great to see Hooded Cobra Commander 788. Well, good to see you too, Craig Cohan. And,
thank you, Craig.
6 more school days. Sounds like Rob needs to get you a job with him.
Yeah, except, I go back on, I don't know, August 3rd.
JLS Comics notes that yours rattle without touching them. Those are haunted, my friend. That is true. Those are probably haunted.
They're haunted. More ways than one.
Well, now the crystal ball one may still be haunted.
You're right.
There's no guarantee. He'll lose his personal powers, but that doesn't mean it won't be haunted.
I have one of those Russian fun school beachheads that I left on the card because it's broken in the package. But it's not the O-ring, it's the T-hook. So if you hold him up and just kind of wave him around a little bit, his leg starts flying all over the place in the package. So it just kind of makes me chuckle. But someday he'll come off of there.
Like the best way to preserve those carded figures for history is probably to photograph them. which has been done in really high quality, mostly by Carson at 3D Joe's. But to preserve the figures themselves, you have to be able to repair them. So you have to have them out. So that's the only way you can have them in any way intact for future generations. So if you're thinking of historical preservation, unless you're historically preserving broken figures, in a plastic box, that's not much of a preservation. These are made in a way that they will eventually have to be repaired. So not to beat a dead horse, but I personally always preferred the tactile experience of collecting figures outside of the packaging, being able to touch them, move them around, put the accessories on. All of that's missing when it's hiding plastic bubbles. So I would have definitely missed out on that aspect of collecting if I decided that I was going to do it mint on card or mint in box.
Dave McDonald asks, would Crystal Ball raising 7 kids make a good show? I'll tell you one thing, I'd give it a shot. I'm not signing up for all 13 episodes, but I'd give it a shot.
Yeah, it could be. So that would be so number 7 could be the 7th son of a 7th son of a 7th son, but the twist is that it's a daughter.
There you go.
Ooh,
yeah.
Well, still
you've named after her dad. Yeah, her name's Crystal, so still named after her dad.
Right, you get to play all the family tropes on that too, right? Like you could have his father hanging around.
We need to sell this to the Netflix.
Yeah, no shortage of crazy uncles. So
yeah,
we
need to sell this to the Netflix.
That's a solid 3 seasons without even breaking a sweat. What do you say we get to the idea?
And we came up with it, and nobody else came up with it but us 3, and we're splitting it 3 ways.
That's right. It's right here on video proof.
Video record.
That's right.
Don't bother trying.
Chat doesn't exist to this show. Yeah, it's too bad there's no chat for this show, and that this episode will disappear immediately after it concludes. But nobody will be able to prove that we didn't come up with this concept ourselves and sell it to the
Snapchat.
It's not going to disappear. So what? Somebody else can go and develop it and do it, and then we'll just sue them for all the money that they rake in.
And this topic discussed at 9:34
I was just concerned that well, mainly I just want the money. As long as I get the money, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. What do you say we get to the news?
There's news?
Sure.
Yeah. Are you going to challenge Rob for the Doots this week, Brian?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it.
I just jumped right in. I'm sorry. It's a reflex.
First news item. There you go. Hey, Wednesday news drop.
Whoa!
And thankfully one that didn't require a whole lot of prep. But Hasbro Pulse announced that next week, June 4th, will be the first live stream of Yojo June. I don't know if it's first as in first and only. I don't know if it's first of 2 or 3 or however, whatever. It's first one's happening next week. That's going to be Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. on the YouTube Hasbro Pulse channel. So clear out your work schedule. It's time to buy some more crap.
You think they'll announce the relaunch of G.I. Joe Extreme? That's what I'm waiting for. I'm a fan now.
In classified form.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it.
They could probably get away with doing some of those guys, but man, those are some busy designs. That's some real 90s stuff going on. But you remember they did do Iron Claw on 25th anniversary, and he went over pretty well. So, right?
Yeah.
Right. anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
See, I think that proves my point. In some way.
So as there's been nothing in the last couple of weeks leading up to this announcement, and we will probably see a couple of leaked photos come through as far as what's going to happen on June 4th, somewhere around June 2nd, because that's just how these things roll. Let's go ahead now. Let's take a few seconds and dole out some Yojo June reckless hot takes. Reckless hot take! Reckless hot take!
Well, that was interesting.
I love it. I've been waiting to use that for weeks, and we just nobody dished out a reckless hot take. So we just sat and waited.
Look, the most reckless hot take that we could have done the last couple of weeks is that there will be news.
Right. Right. But Ragtime Rob.
Yes.
What do you think's coming next week?
Not a reckless hot take. I imagine there's going to be a lot of new stuff because everything else, with the exception of, I think, Slice and Dice, that they have shown us has been up for pre-order already. Now, in terms of reckless hot take?
Reckless hot take!
HasLab Defiant or we riot. It'll be the size of a hatchback.
At least. Brian Lower, what do you think's coming next week on June 4th?
Revival of Sigma 6, and this is the revolutionary part. They're going to abandon the exclusive 6-inch scale and make some of them 2.5 inches.
Reckless hot take!
Minicons.
It's enough with you 6-inch snobs. With you single scale in a line snobs. That's all I got.
But in seriousness, though, guys, clearly, as Rob said, most of what's been shown to this point has already been put up for pre-order. I imagine Slice and Dice will be part of what we see available next week. Give me some guesses as far as what else is coming down the pike in Yojo June.
So,
some non-reckless hot take.
All right. People are commenting that I did forget about the MMS and the Awe Striker, which yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So thank you for catching me.
I guess.
You know, I really there have been rumors that there might not even be a HasLab because of all the tariff, craziness going on and things like that. I really don't know what to expect. We could see like a complete, 180 direction or something. Who knows? And then again, like I said, tariff could completely screw it up, and we're going to get a bunch of reissues. I don't know.
Right now, Hasbro has moved most production away from China, so I know they've sailed through a lot of the tumultuous stuff on Wall Street simply because they're doing much of their manufacturing in other places. But that is a good point, in that we just don't know what's going to happen with any of this stuff. That's why I tend to think that there will be a HasLab started, but I don't think it's going to be in the grand, huge scheme that everybody else sees. Like, we've gotten bigger every year. I don't think we're going to have a bigger HasLab than the Rattler. I think we're going to scale it back a little bit, simply because they're trying to account for costs. So I think it'll be a slightly smaller vehicle. I think with all of the Dreadnought stuff that's going on, I mean, the Thunder Machine remains my favorite in the house for the coming years G.I. Joe HasLab. But I think with the success of what the last few years have done for them, I think skipping out on it would be a pretty big mistake.
I might be coming around to your way of thinking, because I was more in the camp that it's got to be a Joe vehicle, just simply because we've been very Cobra heavy.
Sure,
but like I said, with all the Dreadnought fun that they've been, petering out over the last year or so.
Right.
And maybe, putting that down on a smaller scale, Thunder Machine might be a little bit more likely. That might be the leader in the clubhouse now.
Brian, your thoughts?
Maybe they'll do some version of Snake Eyes.
Reckless hot take!
We are still waiting on version 3.
Duke, maybe? I don't.
Reckless hot take!
Oh, but how about single boxed or single carded figures? Any thoughts? Or perhaps a wish list, I guess, is obviously I can't ask you what you think is going to happen based on anything. So we will frame it a little differently. We'll call it Rob's top 3 wish list. Go for it.
Okay. Not to pander, but yeah, I would like to see Flash.
That's not pandering. That's just facts. I don't know how that sentence works, but it's what we're going with.
Yeah. Let's see. Mainframe. Oh, look, there he is. Look at him. Look at him there. He's so excited. He's happy. All right. And
get his visor down. We'll bring him back.
You know what? We are overdue for like either a Zap or a Short Fuse. I'd like, maybe Zap.
Right. Short Fuse is boring, as I anger half of our viewership.
No, I think everybody thinks he's boring.
Brian, what's your top 3 wish list as far as characters?
Well, Short Fuse.
Right.
Gosh, I don't know. See, I've been out of the loop for a little while. So let's dig deep. Let's dig deep into the roster, and I'm gonna say wild card, skid mark,
Mr. Abs, wild card.
Skid mark is not Mr. Abs, more of a Mr. Ass.
Right.
And hold on. Ginsu.
Ooh, well.
There you go.
My feeling is that this is going to be the spot where we see some of the oddball repaints show up in regular colors. Because I do think that all of this factory transferring has cut into the ability to make molds and stuff. So remember the Dragonfly had Night Force Ripcord and Night Force Crazy Legs. I think maybe we're going to see regular Ripcord, regular Crazy Legs, maybe even Sunbow Wild Bill to get pushed out on a retro card or something like that. I just think the climate is going to, I'm tempered a little bit because I think the climate is still tumultuous enough, even with Hasbro dodging a lot of the gloom and doom forecasts. I think that this is a real tough year to put a lot of money into new costs and new tools and new stuff. So I'm preparing myself for a lot of repaint-ish type characters or retooled type characters. Flash and Grand Slam are on the table, right? Because there's more than one of them. And we know that they've already got the Flash gear. So he's at least, 10% of the way there, right?
And they've already done jetpacks for
they already,
Grand
yeah,
Slam,
right.
if you wanna go that way.
Jetpacks have popped up and et cetera, et cetera. So, so that type of character is what I'm expecting. I think there's going to be a pretty good amount, but there's going to be a kind of a sameness to it.
I kind of think that, the last wave that was up for pre-order might be just kind of a sign of things to come, because we had Major Blood in there, who was just, a little bit of a repaint, but same mold as offered before. I think, we may be seeing, one figure per assortment that's kind of like that, the reissue for collectors to catch up, because it's a good cost-effective maneuver.
Dave McDonald's got the Viper glider pilot out. he's picking up what we're laying down.
Next wave, Tan Clutch, Tan Grunt, Viper glider pilot.
All right, Joe ARH notes that Black Snake armor. Lenny already alluded to it. I don't think it's going to happen this soon. I mean, sure, he did say it's probably going to happen. It's not, don't even have the white ones out yet, so I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, they're gonna want to equalize that cost there. So
right, not right away.
Yeah.
Dustin Jeffrey says Crimson Twins and suits. Yeah, that is along the same lines. But yeah, so whatever happens, my guess is it's going to involve a lot of retooling. And again, apropos of nothing, with absolutely no information coming from the inside. But we'll all see. Hopefully, veritable grab bag bonanza of new stuff for everybody to be thrilled about. Next Wednesday, June 4th at 11 a.m. Eastern. I imagine that Hasbro Pulse Premium members will have access at noon, and the general public at 1 o'clock, just like most other times, or 1 and 2 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll all see you together. I'll have lots of show prep next Wednesday afternoon. Go team. At least it's not a Tuesday news drop.
Yeah. Tune in June 4th at 11 to see us all completely prove to be completely wrong.
Doug Dello says Tiger Force toll booth. I didn't.
Low.
I mean, championship, count it. Dominic Johnson says, so no Hooded Cobra Commander hot take. Didn't he got like 5 of them in there. What do you?
That's the only kind of take I have.
Reckless hot take.
I mean, he gave you Snake Eyes. He gave you Duke. What else do you want?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The man's made out of fire.
I'm really digging deep here. They could go out of the box and do like Snake Eyes based on his version 1 uniform, and Duke based on his version 1 uniform. Something like that.
Reckless hot take.
Gonna beat that down. Reckless hot take will never get old, by the way. just in case you're wondering, that's our friend Paul Sidaway, the man who is most known for the Bandor. He is the composer of Reckless Hot Take. So the man's practically family. There's no way we're getting sick of that. Absolutely not. Next news item. Also from Hasbro Pulse. And this was just Monday when I got mine. It may have been over the weekend. I don't know. I don't live on my email over the weekend like some folks do. I don't know. I'm trying to get away from the world. But Hasbro Pulse dropped this hot little number. I will read it for the folks that can't squint and see it on the screen. Get excited. Your G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Rattler ground attack jet is coming soon. To ensure smooth sailing and avoid delay, double check that your shipping address is up to date. Orders will start shipping soon, so please make any updates by June 13, 2025. To check or edit your shipping address, log into your Hasbro account. If you checked out as a guest, you can just create an account using this email address, and your order information will be on your account page. To get your G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Rattler ground attack jet to you as fast as possible, we're shipping them out in bunches as soon as they hit our warehouse. Some backers may receive their item earlier than others. Shipping begins on the following dates in different territories. U.S. and Canada is late June. Asia is late June. The U.K. and the European Union are in July. So take that, U.K. and European Union. I think they had their Dragonfly like two or 3 months before the rest of us last time. So there you go.
Oh, that's not fair.
Right? We're barging back to the front of the line on that one.
That's right.
Julian Bashir says, I genuinely hope your Rattlers don't shatter in the box like the HasLab Optimus Prime.
Yikes.
Oh.
It's a feature.
Right.
That's wounded, near dying Optimus Prime. It's not a flaw, it's a feature.
Folks are hitting up the live chat with their 3 selections as far as who they want to see on June 4th. I would say make those a big boy comment down below. Be sure you're interacting with the video on the whole. That's what makes the world go around here on the YouTube, is interacting with your video. If you haven't given us a thumbs up yet, please do that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, come on, man. We got Hooded Cobra Commander 788. What else do you want? If you haven't subscribed by now, you're just being a dick. So it's free. It's quick. It's right there. And lastly, if you're catching us on the Facebook, make sure you're giving us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We do love a little huggy guy. But yeah, please do all that cool social media stuff, because otherwise no one's going to see this. And then they won't, we won't grow the channel, and then we'll go away. So yeah, good times. Good crowd tonight, though.
If you don't like me, they'll get Slepsky back in the future. I'll bow out, and then you can resubscribe. Okay, so
that's right. Joe Slepsky is on standby.
Give him a second chance.
He is on standby. We keep him in the basement, just in case our guest hosts start to flame out. Slepsky, get in there. Doug Dello notes, this concerns me. They pulled in the date considerably. I hope they're not cutting corners to take advantage of the 90-day pause. I hope so too. But the supply line has been remarkably clean the last year or so. So maybe they wound up scheduling more time than they needed.
I thought this
I'm
was
going to knock on something wooden.
I thought these things were supposed to hit this summer anyway.
You only get one wing.
Right. Second wing is later, and it's for some folks it's the right wing, and then for some other folks it's the left wing. And
yeah, just whichever the one they get, they got to split them up somehow.
Right.
Everybody gets something.
It all depends on what percentage the tariff takes off of it.
Yeah, exactly. See, you get whatever percent is left over, after the government takes its, and so there you go. Yeah, instead of getting a Cobra Rattler, you end up with a Cobra Rat.
Ooh.
So cost cutting.
Ooh.
So no floor in that plane.
Vagon is asking for us to tag Joe Slepsky in. Tag him in. Tag him in.
Other people are already calling for me to be ejected from the show. Man. Unbelievable. I'm just warming up.
Happy to see you.
Rough crowd. Rough crowd.
Man, it's like you
Yeah.
went pulled a Juan Soto and joined the Mets.
Yeah.
I could finish
Well-
the allegory there, but I'm going to hold up on that. It's like you went off
I'm
and were
staying. Just
like-
just because that guy doesn't like me, I'm staying. In fact, it's my show now.
Right. Woohoo! Spite.
What's on HCC's mind? We're changing the title. It's not very catchy, but it's my show now.
Reckless on take!
My show now. How you like that?
well, there's only one thing to say about that.
Oh no!
I got him there.
Someday I will have the power.
Someday.
What good is having the power if you can't abuse it every once in a while?
Yeah.
I ask myself that every week.
I believe that's getting printed on the money now. Anyway,
I'm drinking Kool-Aid, by the way.
Right,
Jim Jones
if you
brand, I
have
think it's good.
if you have a rattler coming to you and you haven't checked your email, be sure to do that in the next couple of days. Make sure you've got that address up to date by June 13th. Otherwise, they're going to send your rattler to Timbuktu, and they tend not to take a whole lot of responsibility for wrong addresses. So do yourself a favor, log into your Hasbro Pulse account, make sure your address information is up to date, especially if you moved.
oh yes.
Sometimes I go in there, they try to send my stuff to somebody else. No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Luckily, it's just me.
Right. Same address. Nobody likes that guy. You got to send him some gifts. Anyways, that would probably work out the other way. I think everybody likes Rob. He's the pleasant one. We're like the Gumbles. More people know who I am, like Bryant, but more people like Rob, like Greg. We're like the Gumbles. And then there's the third Gumble, Skippy, like our brother Jim.
Skippy Gumble.
Skippy Gumble. Skip Gumble. Surely everyone's heard of Skip Gumble. Anyways.
Bart reminds me that of the snafu with the Sky Striker, which hey, this is within reach, and now look at those afterburners. I did eventually get the engines for this thing, but yes, check your boxes. So these things are like Schrodinger's vehicles. They're both complete and incomplete until you open them up and find out if all the parts are in there. So
right.
yeah, just check it. See which wing you get. Hey, that's a great way to get some engagement in the comments. Let us know which wing you get.
Right.
Which wing? You get your left wing or right wing? But sounds like it's a snack pack from the Colonel.
Michael Gene Fleming remembers watching that unboxing. This is where we start playing Lionel Richie and going to sepia tones with fuzzy edges. Anyways, next news item. There we are. Hey, it's happening now on Kickstarter. That's right. Our friend Carson's got the story, the biography of his grandfather, General Theodore Metaxas. Ride to the Sound of the Guns, going on Kickstarter right now. They are funded, so you may pledge with confidence. They're collecting pledges until June 8th, 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Link is down below in the description. And real quick.
That's right.
Do I have it up on my other browser here? I do. It's just being a butt and reloading. Awesome. This is live TV, folks. Live TV. Anyway, it's taken forever. I'm not waiting for it. But again, this is the Carson's passion project. It has passed its $5,000 funding goal. So again, you may pledge with confidence that this one. His grandfather pretty well lived United States foreign policy through the second half of the 20th century. So if you are a history nerd like Racktime Rob and myself, and maybe Brian, I don't know, I haven't asked him about this. You can get the life experiences of a guy who is right there front and center for all of it in General Theodore Metaxas. That's right, Carson's grandfather. He and his dad collected up all the material for this out of General Metaxas's personal library and papers and letters. So you know it's authentic and straight from the source. So be sure to check that out on Kickstarter today. Brian, you look like you're itching to say something. I guess
no,
not.
I think that's fantastic. Congratulations on this. This is a great achievement. So good for Carson. Excellent.
I congratulate your ability to stroke your beard in a manner that makes you look like you're about to say something both witty and profound.
This is how I pretend to be smart.
That's right.
I don't have to actually have anything rattling around in there. People will just assume that I've got some deep thoughts working around in there. For
ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
he's glitched out. So let me pop him out real quick. When his picture starts moving again in the menu screen, then I can bring him back. But yeah, Racktime Rob, you're a history guy.
Mm-hmm.
You in on this one?
Not yet.
All right. Well, you got until June 8th.
Yeah.
And again,
it is up to $6,565 on a goal of $5,000.
There you go. So again, pledge with confidence. It's all right there for you. You can remember a few weeks back, Carson was on the show. If you need anything answered about this, back on episode 339, back on March 18th, we talked a lot about Operation Recall, but we talked a lot about this book too. So if you need to know more, he's got the video on the Kickstarter page, and we've got episode 339 back in the library waiting for you. Don't act like you all went and watched, because I've seen the numbers and you all didn't. So go back and watch that one and see Carson gush and beam, as he should, as a proud grandson, about this project. But Brian, you all right, man? I think he's locked up again.
Uh-oh.
He was moving for a second.
Yeah.
I swear. Andrew Gauguin, this is StreamYard.
It certainly is.
It's StreamYard at its absolute peak.
StreamYard at its streamiest.
Thanks for almost doubling our subscription cost. All right, I think it's working again. Ooh. All right, no, Brian just fell out entirely. So we'll see him back in just a moment. But they either got some weather out there in Tulsa or some weather out by us. I don't know. Could be either.
I don't think it's us. I don't hear anything.
This time.
Yeah.
I never doubt the possibility of us getting hit by tornadoes anymore, ever. So
yeah. Now that we're no longer in the weather alert Blackwatch plaid.
Right. Satellite Tulsa, do you read?
Maybe.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. I
All right.
think it's on my side. I think I'm having some trouble on my side, but or that guy that I went off on was a hacker and decided to get back at me. But Hopefully, I can hear you now. Hopefully, you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, Joe ARAH notes that I'm not checking the Doom
blink
screen.
twice if you can hear me.
That's correct. The Doom screen is off tonight. That's how good I feel about the weather going in. So
yeah. He's not even watching the Yankee game.
No, which I don't do. Again, the only time I have it on is when I'm concerned about large amounts of debris flying through the glass wall behind me. We don't watch baseball when it's time to StreamYard.
Except for the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but even then, it was only part of the time. Anyways, we're canceling the show if they're in the World Series again this year. I'm not doing that again. Everybody get ready. If October goes the way I'm expecting it to go, no show one of those weeks.
Yeah.
Dustin Jeffrey hoping against hope that you're tagging in Timmer. He's probably asleep by now.
You know what? This is what they call in the TV business a segue. Because I actually did a video for Timmer, which you may hopefully see in the next couple days. So keep an eye on that channel. Stay tuned, and hopefully that'll go up. But that is a secret side project that I've been working on, and I really, really hope that it's done and ready.
It's not very secret if you're talking about it here.
Well, it was a secret until I talked about it.
Or really, it's more secret than I'd like to admit.
I'm breaking the news here. The news is broken. I broke the news here. Exclusive.
Speaking of broken, we are left with a picture of the star of the recently released G.I. Joe 7.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose and didn't feel like leaving that on YouTube for antiquity.
Right. Don't forget to
send that off for a G.I. Joe Extreme vehicle.
No, I used a Kleenex, not an envelope. So
I'll put that in the envelope.
That's a bonus. Then you get 2. Right.
As Doug Dello says, see exclusive What's Up Joe Mind content. That's right. Every time Mike breaks out to blow his nose, which, every so often.
Turns out my news was something to blow your nose at.
So remember, head over to Kickstarter. Ride to the sound of the guns. The life story of General Theodore Metaxas. That's right, the grandfather of our own Carson Metaxas, 3D Joes. Give it your pledge today. Even if you decide you're not going to pledge, maybe recommend it to the history geek in your life. Because, again, there's a lot going on in that 50 years, and General Theodore Metaxas was there for all of it. So great gift idea, too. So there you go. It's all out there for you. Next news item. I was
just trying to say something nice about Carson. This is really a cool thing. And that's all I was trying to do, and the internet decided that I wasn't allowed to.
Right.
That really is. Congratulations, Carson. This is great.
I'm laughing at the live chat. I'm sorry. But next news item. Hey, while we're talking about Kickstarters. That's right. After Action Report Command Files 2 is still active. And again, fully funded. You may pledge with confidence. You can see Greg Augustin in our live chat tonight. The author himself making a booger joke.
Hey.
Right there. I mean,
he's one of us, people.
This guy knows how to read a cue.
There's highbrow entertainment here.
Right. It's entertainment with a question mark on the end.
That's entertainment.
But each of these volumes will set you back $45. There are other add-ons and bonuses a piece. There are some stretch goals that need to be unlocked. But again, it is funded, so pledge with confidence. This one is not going away. If you decide you're in on this, there is no guesswork involved. They're collecting pledges until June 30th at 4 p.m. Eastern. They're letting that go through Joe Fest. So in case your budget is just tapped out by making the trip to Augusta, Georgia. And believe me, we understand how that works. This gives you a little bit of time afterwards to get your cash together. But hey, you know what? If you're already going to Joe Fest, you got $50. So come on, let's have it for After Action Report. Come on.
I will say I have volume 1 and I do like it. I'm glad they're doing volume 2. Excellent book. So nice to see that it's funded. Well done.
I mean, it's funded, so they'll probably get to volume 3.
I'm the cheering section, but hey, this is all sincere. Yeah, there you go.
They are currently sitting on 22,241 off their $12,000 goal, so almost double.
Yeah, with a month to go.
Nice.
So join the army, the After Action Report Command Files 2 army. Beta Ray Bob is looking forward to Joe Fest. Well, you be that way, Beta Ray Bob. You be that way. We're not going to be there. I blame Rob.
I blame Mike.
And you see the impasse that we've reached.
I blame Timmer, and I don't know exactly, what he did to cause this yet, but I'll come up with something.
All right. He's not in the room, so it's fault.
Yeah. I don't see him around defending himself, therefore guilty.
There you go. He's hiding from us.
There you go. It's there in your nameplate now. HCC 788. It's Timmer's fault. Michael Gene Fleming with a question. Is HCC 788 coming to Joe Fest?
I am not this year, with apologies. I've got a lot of travel in June that was already booked, and I just could not fit it in. And this is, it is with great sadness that I had to make the sacrifice, because we have gone the last several years, and we intended to make it an annual thing, and we'll still do it. We will we'll look at next year, but this year the timing just didn't quite work for us. So my apologies. I hate missing out on anything, but this one I will have to miss out on.
Right.
I blame Timmer.
Right. As do we. It's just the sad facts of it for us is that's just an expensive trip, and unless you're already in the South, that's a real difficult one to do every year, unless you are just flush with a few thousand in cash that you don't have earmarked, and that is certainly not me.
It has been worth it to us every time that we've gone. And we do want to go back, but it just we just could not make it work this time. So I hope everybody has fun. I will be with you in spirit, which means I will die and haunt the place.
Right.
So everybody have fun. You wouldn't want my afterlife to be boring.
Right. Dustin Jeffrey has made this grab a couple times in the live chat tonight. I blame Dr. Saxo, the rock and roll cat. I mean, I can't do that because he's not even our cat. But
all the more reason.
I mean, I guess. But we'll, since we clearly know what you're going after, man, here you go.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow, meow.
We go. There we go. Such a pampered brute. But Jedi Ben says we need an indie show. Yeah, we do. We used to have one kind of close in the area, and then CoilCon went away. And yeah, it's sad. I miss it. I used to run it, and then I didn't run it, but they kept having us in as guests, so I was still going every year. But now we haven't had it for a few years now, and it makes me sad. Justin Jeffrey notes that his work here is done. Yo Joe asks, "What is up, Yo Joe?" Well,
What in fact?
right. Is he speaking in the third person?
Oh.
I'm at a loss as to the meta-ness of this.
It's just a light.
Yeah, I for if I did that, you'd just see my ring light, and I think it would burn out my camera. So I'm not gonna do that. If Racktime Rob did that, you'd see the various ninjas that hide on his ceiling, and he's trying to make them believe that he doesn't see them because it keeps them at bay.
But I know they're there.
Keeps them at bay. If you need to know more about Command Files Volume 2, remember we had Greg and Roger, the publisher, on the show just a few weeks ago on April 30th. That was episode 343, with the very, very much I made this thumbnail at 2 a.m. thumbnail.
All right.
So I couldn't think anything else. I made Brian's thumbnail at 2 a.m., but I got hit with a decent joke, so we went with that. I will say that it would have been funny if you did have a G.I. Joe Extreme vehicle to put together on this show. I'd have let it happen. Like, it wasn't really like I wasn't threatening the home audience, but I figured if it's not there, then it's truth in advertising. If it is there, then it's just silly, and I love it.
Now we need a do over. Then we'll do the whole thing over, and I'll get one. I've been feeling a little bit phlegmy. I'll slap that in an envelope. I can get one. I wasn't prepared. I was working on Timmer's video forever for my entire life, so I didn't, I wasn't prepared.
Greg Augustin notes that it was the It's Gonna Be May episode.
Oh, here we go.
Which is true, because for another 3 days
It's gonna be May.
That's right.
And now Greg's work here is done. Well, to accommodate the ninjas that are hanging out on my ceiling, I was going to eat 64 slices of American cheese on air. 64 slices of American cheese.
That's how people mistake you for being grim and gritty.
Oh, that is my favorite Simpsons gag ever. Show's been on for a third of a century, and it all boils down to two things for me: Hank Scorpio and 64 slices of American cheese. And, I'm sorry, 3 things. Frank Grimes.
Yeah, grimy.
So 3 things. That's all I would need.
That's all I need. Is this lamp and this chair.
Oh my God. Next news item. Hey, look at that. Earlier today, if you've been to your local comic shop, you'd have found G.I. Joe 7. That's right, here in the Skybound universe. This is a solo outing starring Beachhead in his first appearance in the new Skybound Energon universe. Does he live through? Yeah, he does. Spoilers. So everybody who's predicting doom and gloom in the one book in this series that has not been overly bloody to this point.
Try telling that to Rock and Roll.
Right, but he's the only one. Right? Like if 7 issues into Transformers, how many guys that we knew by name had bought the farm? A dozen? I mean, Bumblebee got 2 panels. Anyways, moving on. But yeah, it's actually a really good issue. Lots of action. We get to see Beachhead doing Beachhead stuff. So I highly recommend it. And it sheds a little light on some of the backstory that's going on in the G.I. Joe title. So Joshua Williamson with the writing, Andrea Milana, Lee Loffridge picking up the art duties on this one. And it is available now at your favorite local comic shop or bookery. Greg Augustin picked up cover B because that's what they do over there at After Action Report. They
They
pick
get
up
all the covers.
They pick up variant covers. That's how they get to. And Josh and Roger don't let him keep his job unless he picks up variant covers.
Cover B is kind of cool.
I haven't seen it, to be honest, so I would have to check that out. Most of them are pretty cool, really.
They have little thumbnails for them on the back cover.
I put it in a bag already. I'm not going to get it. I'm not. Yeah. Yeah. I'll look later. Yeah. Anyways, Brian, you're reading the Energon universe.
This reminds me of how much I need to catch up. When I went to Boston, I went to Tim Finn's comic shop and I got a bunch of the trades on the stuff that they've done so I can catch up. And I have not yet caught up. So I got to catch up first, and then we'll work on it.
Well, good. At least you have it in your hot little hands to get caught up.
I'll work on it. I'll work on it. I've been working on Timmer's video for my entire life, so I'll get to it.
Damn you, Timmer!
What? Another fine mess you've gotten us into.
As I curse a man I've never met.
He seems nice.
He does. He seems like a mensch. He truly does. But you know, I just don't. I'm not actually cursing Timmer for everybody who likes to stir up YouTube beef. It's just
I will.
a joke. All right.
No beef here. It's all tofu.
I've never actually met him in person either.
Well, he's in the Netherlands.
He's in Belgium. But you know, like last year I was in France, and you know they have trains that go from one place to another, and I was going to meet him more than halfway. Frankly, that was more than halfway. So, you know, I feel snubbed. So screw you, Timmer. You know what? That video, hold on, delete.
Delete. Computer, delete Ron Swanson.
Oh, Jedi Ben trying to give us the upcoming Skybound schedule, but we've already got that, as you'll see in just a few moments. Also, next week, on June 4th, on the day of the Yojo June live stream, don't miss it at 11 a.m. G.I. Joe Real American Hero 317 hits the stands. And we get to see the new and improved Dr. Mindbender. He's there on your screen right now, literal chrome dome and all. Larry's still got the pencils. Paul Pelletier and Tony Cordos have art duties. Francesco Segala, the Eisner-nominated colorist, back at the helm there. And again, this is next week. That's G.I. Joe Real American Hero 317. And Greg Augustin notes that it is Larry Hama's design. He's put it all up on his Facebook. So if you follow Larry's professional account on Facebook, you'll see it there. You'll get yourself a neat little sneak peek because, as we know, he likes to keep his hands in these sorts of things.
He's had a thing or two to do with G.I. Joe over the years.
A little. Firefly looking to spread some rumors. What, brother? HCC has heat with Timmer. That's right.
You know, it's all publicity. You know, this is, all publicity is good publicity. So yeah, let's get that rolling. Let's get the internet talking.
That's right. We'll get some YouTube beef. Curse you, Timmer. Anyway. Beta Ray Bob, that can't be Dr. Mindbender. He has a shirt on. He looks to have a shirt and some armor on, in fact. So it's a new Dr. Mindbender with a 2025 attitude. Yojo asks, how is Joe Colton? Sorry for the typo. I'm not sure where the typo is there, but Joe Colton's fine. She's fine. I got to we swapped some instant messages not long ago, but she's just busy. She's got a 2-year-old. Fill in your own heart.
exchanged a couple messages with Joe Colton not long ago myself, so I can confirm I have proof of life at least.
Right. Fill in your own horror story here. She has a 2-year-old, and a 2-year-old that has very recently determined that they can try and settle disagreements, but only knows temper tantrums to do it with. But
That's
yeah,
about
so,
that age, yeah.
yeah, it's that time. So we all, we're all pouring one out for Joe Colton at this point, because she might be sleeping a little bit more these days, but her waking hours are just that much more terrifying.
Every age that of childhood has a special challenge for parents. It doesn't necessarily get easier; it just gets different.
Michael Gene Fleming saying out loud what we're all already thinking. Mango habanero is already 2. Yeah. It's one of those where it feels like enough time has passed that she should be going off to college any week now. But thankfully, that has not been the case, and she's only 2. Okay,
Isn't she going to be 3 in a week?
Maybe. I think so. Yeah, I think so. No, I think it's 2 in a week. I'd have to go back. I know it's June 3rd.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, June 2nd. But right, I'm fuzzy on the year. So anyways, moving on. The Gunny asking, has she learned her mother's vocabulary? I don't think so. I don't think they have.
Let's hope not.
I don't think they've imparted her
She's
level.
not going to get in the nursery schooler.
Yeah, her sailor's level of profanity has not been imparted on the child as of yet.
See, this is how dad jokes get invented, right? Because you have kids and they repeat things when they go to kindergarten, and then you get a call from the teacher. So you have to make up jokes that are, I don't know, not without profanity. You got to make up something that is kid friendly. This is where dad jokes come from,
right? And I have a feeling that the wrist lock, Wes Whitlock, like he is one of the least corny men that I know, right? Like he is very much a tell it like it is, very plain spoken. I say that as a compliment. A very plain spoken individual. You always know exactly where he's coming from. And he is the last person you would expect to be good at dad jokes, which is exactly why I expect him to turn into a master of dad jokes.
Yeah.
So that's just my own Joe Colton family reckless hot take.
Reckless hot take.
It's skill. You have to learn it, or you get a lot of calls from the kindergarten teacher.
Right. As Doug Dello has just narrowed it down. More than 1, but less than 3. Yes,
there we go.
Yep, sure, we'll go with it. She's preschool. We'll just say preschool, toddler level. Anyhow, because I mean, she left the show well in advance of giving birth, so it feels like she's been gone longer than the 2 years. So I think that's why we think it's 3. Anyway, moving on. Continuing on with Skybound, we've got some bits here. Also, earlier today, we also had the Transformers Compendium Trade Paperback Volume 1. That is the Marvel books from back in the day, issues 1 through 46, plus the 4-issue Headmasters miniseries. So lots of reading there for you at just $64.99. Also today, Void Rivals 19 and Volume 3 of the Void Rivals trade paperbacks came out, collecting issues 13 through 18. Next week, June 4th, the G.I. Joe trade paperback Volume 1 hits. That is the Energon book, numbers 1 through 6. And then looking forward to June 11th, Codename G.I. Joe Deluxe Hardcover Volume 1. That is actually the hardcover collection of the Duke and Cobra Commander miniseries, as well as Transformers 21. If you didn't read Transformers 20, that's a book right there. That's a hell of a read. So, again, I know I've got my complaints with the Transformers book a little bit, but that was good read in Transformers 20.
I have so much catching up to do.
You do. Thankfully, the Transformers book has been very action oriented, so it'll be a quick read. But anywho, next news item.
That was the modem.
I immediately feared that the pterodactyl was coming through the glass wall and that this was the end of my life.
I wanted the beep job, and and I had to one up Rob some way.
I mean, it's been how many years now? Asking Rob to not talk over you is kind of special. So that's something that not many people get that favor. So
no.
Anyway,
Rob, you talk over me as much as you want. It's probably all for the best. I'm just some interloper. Look, I'm a guest here. You know, you live here. Once the stink of me is gone, you know, it's still your place. So no, it's treat me as any guest. Just go ahead, walk all over my jokes. You know, whatever you feel like.
Oh,
but if you're gonna beep instead of me beeping, then I'm gonna increase the baud rate and do a little modem handshake there.
All right.
What's the next story?
Anyways, continuing on, as we've liked to point out over the last few weeks, G.I. Joe artist Jamie Sullivan has a GoFundMe open for the express purpose of gathering funds to have a saving operation on his foot. He has already had a toe removed. There's been some infection problems. His insurance company has decided, well, you don't need 2 feet. It's just better if they take one off. So he has to pay for an operation to save his foot on his own, and that's what this GoFundMe is for. I know he put some news up on his Facebook today that this may be going into action very, very soon. So if you have a couple of dollars later on, $1, $2, $5, I know we ask for, this is a podcast about toys. So a lot of what we talk about is about buying things, but if you can somehow work into your budget, $5 or $10 for Jamie Sullivan's foot, he's given us as fans an awful lot over the years to the G.I. Joe hobby. And we're just trying to increase his well-being. So he is battling infection in his foot again. And it may be something where this needs to happen sooner rather than later. I know that funds have slowed down. So even if you don't have any money to give, please spread this around in all of your comic book and G.I. Joe circles, because every little bit helps. And every little bit gets them closer to the goal of, Jamie having 2 feet and living like a normal person. Not having to, not that, having 1 foot is not the end of the world, but you get what I'm saying. There's a lot of trauma and a lot of pain involved there that if we can avoid, great. Dustin Jeffrey notes that at least Brian is not at Disneyland, Oklahoma, like a certain guest host would be. Well, let us know if Phil appears at your doorstep there, Brian.
I'll let you know.
The Disney Oklahoma
got my
experience
Ring
waits.
camera on.
Disneyland Tulsa.
But we do have a link to Brian's, or rather, we do have a link to Jamie's GoFundMe down below in the description as well. So please, when we are done here tonight, if you click one link, click on that one, because that one is very pressing. And, you know, it's all about maintaining standard of life and quality of life and helping a guy out. So again, $1, $2, $3, $5, whatever. Shake out the couch and send that if you want. But please help if you can, as Jamie Sullivan continues to have medical issues with his foot.
Thank you for letting everyone know, and I will donate and share.
Good. My powers of guilt still have some effectiveness.
It's working.
It's used for the forces of good this time. But again, link is down below, so be sure to check that out when we're done here today. Next news item.
You can have that one.
We've got our 14th anniversary t-shirt design up on the swag shop on TeePublic. They are not on sale this week, as far as I know. I'll know in a couple of days what our June sale days are. But you know, you missed the big Memorial Day sale, which is probably the last chance to get them in before Joe Fest. But we got the F-14 Tomcat silhouette on there, the Sky Striker silhouette with our logo and number 14. We kept it minimalist this year because, again, it was 2 a.m. and I needed to come up with a T-shirt idea. But there it is. Folks seem to like it so far. And we'll let you know when it's on sale again. But it is there for you. If it's just damn the torpedoes and full speed ahead, it's there for you right now. Otherwise, wait for another one of those 35% off sales, as they tend to throw once or twice a month. If you're buying like 5 of them, they're giving discounts. So that's what TeePublic's good for.
I do have a collection of What's on Joe Mind t-shirts, so
right.
If you gotta maintain that.
You want a ton of t-shirts, they'll cut you a deal if you're buying like 5 t-shirts. But yeah. But I know we appreciate it. But frankly, this week, if you've got a few dollars laying around, send them off to Jamie Sullivan instead. Next news item.
I give up. You can have it.
Michael Gene Fleming notes here. Mike is talking about buying t-shirts for Joe Fest. He ain't even going to be there. I'm counting on you guys to represent. See, maybe we would be at shows if people asked for us to be at shows. So maybe if just a blue wave of What's on Joe Mind t-shirts swells over Joe Fest, maybe
plug the damn show.
That seems to be what I'm
join the plug army.
Plug army. Oh, I'm not following that up. No. I'm just gonna let that one. I'm just gonna leave that one alone. We have to maintain PG-13, and I can't do that with that. But
wouldn't you like to be a plug or two?
Oh no. Anyways, as we mentioned before, there's probably going to be some leaked photos this week. So be sure to stay tuned to the Surveillance Port. That's right, surveillance-port.com. Eric does a great job of making sure all that stuff gets put together in one handy dandy place. Always gives credit where credit's due, which is what we like to see on the internet. Ethics and fair play. So be sure to get all of your pre-production news and frankly your daily G.I. Joe news. It's a great place to be. Surveillance Port at surveillance-port.com. He's also on Facebook. Surveillance-port.com. We had him on the show once. As no one reacts.
Wait.
He was apparently nervous as hell. That made me laugh. I mocked him on the program. I feel a little bad about it, but not really. Not really. He's a New York kid.
I think I'm stalled again.
No, you're good.
Nope, we got you.
Oh no, he's just sneezing.
Am I back?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. You never really left, but Cooter's Garage says, I'm hoping to get you at assembly required again. I should be at assembly required. That's the plan so far. Rob will not be at assembly required because it happens in the middle of the school year. So
hold on. I'll refresh it. That worked last time.
Okay. All right. I don't know what he's talking about, but sure.
Well, it was running slow, at least on my end.
I think he's seeing stuff. I think it is on his end, and he's seeing stuff that we're not seeing.
I saw it too. It was like the choppy movement. It was.
All right, then you be that way.
I can only be what it's telling me.
Dave McDonald asking, when is Joe Fest? There is no calendar the community could benefit from. Yeah, look, community calendar is not something we've abandoned, but it is something that's a little bit past the amount of labor that we have to spare right now. So we're trying to figure out a way to do that it's easy and not quite as repetitive as it was in the past. We'll figure something out eventually. Again, there's been lots of changes to the production side of things here in 2025. So, yeah, we'll keep you posted. I again, it's not dead. It's just resting. The Gunny says they're planning on showing up at assembly required with a cake. Excellent. We'll have a table. I'm bringing plates. We'll be prepared this time. All right, are you back? No,
we have the makings of a window, but nothing there.
Right. It's this. We caught the one still of Brian where he's just kind of stuck in time. But,
Maybe he's just doing that police squad thing.
Right. Well, it could be. We'll take him off so he doesn't freak out the kids. But see, Cooter's Garage is excited to meet the Gunny. We're going to make a star out of him. Andrew Gaugan says, just don't tell the hotel staff you bought plates. Well, the good news is that the floor for assembly required is not in the hotel. It's in a convention center. And I think they have different rules. I think so long as we're not selling cake, they don't care. If we're giving cake away, I mean, that's kind of the hair we split in Augusta, in that we weren't selling cake. We were giving cake away, which is why nobody said anything to us really about the cake after Friday night, because we were then able to give them cake and bribe them with cake. I think he's back from the Phantom Zone.
There he is. No, he's still in the Phantom Zone. Look, he's cursing Jor-El.
Josiah Alcorn asks, is the Gunny going to have the Dreadnought Cycle cosplay again? I got some news for you, Josiah. That's not cosplay. That's just that. That's the man's an old Marine, and he just doesn't like to leave the house unarmed. Nerf darts get it done. V. Halkmore says he's pining for the fjords.
Pining for the fjords.
Pining for the fjords. Anyways, are you back, Brian?
He's really struggling. What's the deal?
Okay.
Oh,
okay. He took himself out that time. That wasn't
all
me.
right.
But next news item. It brings us right to the end. You know it was coming.
Kitty.
But the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast is happy to present Chunky Tank Kitty and his Mauler Tank to all of you wonderful people out there in G.I. Joe, What's on Joe Mindland. Be sure to check out the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast We've got their channel linked up on our page. So if you're on our YouTube, YouTube channel page at some point, be sure to check them out, give them a subscribe, check out their videos. Most of the time they're rolling over the weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. So be sure to check them out. Subscribe follow their pages rather on YouTube, or of course, subscribe to their YouTube channel. So follow their page on Facebook, where they give more comprehensive schedules than I've got for you here. Tulsa Satellite, are you checking in?
Does it work?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Check 1, 2. Testes 1, 2.
Are they both there?
We have reestablished contact. Apollo 13, can you hear us?
I'm sorry. I'm in Oklahoma. We only just recently got internet.
The hamster's getting old.
We're still pretty sure that electricity is powered by the Holy Spirit. So we're new to this technology thing.
That's I think that counts as
Reckless on take.
Sorry about that. This definitely on my end.
It's all right, man. That's it for the news. And even though we just got him back, we're going to take a brief pause for a quick word from our wonderful friends and sponsors at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
We got to see the mayor and the boss this weekend. We brought them some donuts, as we are wont to do.
Yes.
Memorial Day donuts. The best damn apple fritter in this town.
It's a good apple fritter.
Brian is laughing at our apple fritters.
I'm just really hoping that I can stay here. I was stuck in the phantom zone for a little while.
Ursa and Nan were giving them noogies.
Please let me stay. I take back everything. I really like Timmer. He's a nice guy. I like both of yous. You can talk over me all you want. You can do all the beeps. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, Rob was going to talk over you anyway. That's kind of what he does.
Yeah.
It's good.
Offering to kneel before the son of Pharaoh.
He just did it. That's awesome. Hey, you're great.
Right in line.
This is how you stay relevant.
Right in line. Oh my God. Okay. So I guess it's what we got in. Brian, have you gotten anything in lately?
Cat litter. That's true. Well, hey,
right.
Okay. Lately, as long as like today specifically it's not limited to immediately. I got this thing which sometimes. Hey, let's. You want to take bets on whether this is going to work this time? Let's see. Hold on. You feel lucky, punk? Ooh.
Hey, all right.
That time.
All right, we got some
mind bender.
Got some force on that.
I got this. Oh, okay. This is all right. It's the blow apart feature is a little touchy there, but let's see about this one. Now you can't fire it if you keep falling off. Stand up for yourself, man.
For the folks that maybe didn't see your videos, what are we?
Well, let's see if this works. There. Oh yeah. So these are the G.I. Joe Extreme things that I built, and so I got these in. And as you can see, they're extremely high quality. Which is I don't know how these didn't take off and become the big thing, but
right.
somehow they didn't. Didn't fly off the shelves, but I got these in.
The lifeblood of the line and the
That's all I
property
got.
that we adore. Ragtime Rob, what'd you get in?
But they were fun to put together.
And that's where the
just
fun
today,
stopped.
I pulled out of the mailbox.
Hey, let me get you in the big window. There we go.
Bert is brought to us by the letter A.
Which doesn't make a lot of sense. You'd think he'd be by the letter B.
Yeah. And Ernie is brought to us by the letter C.
Which is an affront because
It should be Cookie Monster.
C is for fucking cookie.
Yeah.
Somebody write a strongly worded letter to the Sesame Street people.
God damn it, C is for cookie.
Yeah. Well, today's episode has been brought to us by the letters A and C, and I have the count over there, and he comes with the number 2.
Well, of course he does. So everybody remember to turn on your air conditioning and put it on the second setting. In case you're watching us from a hotel.
Ooh.
But what else you got, Ragtime Rob? Anything?
Comics.
Comics. All right. So I was we were talking before the show about Brian's videos from the last couple of weeks. And I noticed that I was prepared to do the same. I got as a relative of a relative of my friend Jamie was clearing out his collection and somehow heard that we still did What's on Joe Mind, and so sent a mint in package, not in mint package, but mint in package RPV. That's right, the vehicle that was forgotten almost instantly upon its release, but this shows how far ahead of the curve G.I. Joe was with its use of drone aircraft. And so I think we may do something like that where I'm just putting this together, and it's not the pain of G.I. Joe Extreme. It's something that still nobody wants to own, but it's not.
But there it is.
We may see that. We may see this.
Was that a Toys R Us sticker on there?
It is. This
How much?
$3.99.
Wow.
So figureless in 1988, figureless small vehicle. Ow, $4. It's starting to come apart, so I don't feel bad about opening it. It's not the packaging is not long for sealed, so it's coming out eventually anyway, one way or the other.
Yeah. You might as well get content out of it.
Right, something we haven't done in a while. Since we got a couple of minutes. That's right. It's time for a live unboxing.
I'm standing by with with Bacitracin and Band-Aids.
Right. Bactine. There is a gallon jug in the restroom, Rob. You'll find that there if necessary. But this is an eBay purchase that I made again a couple of weeks ago, and I kept meaning to do this on the program, but we kept talking too much. So I have the trusty box knife is out. We saw trusty box knife when it was new, when I did some unboxing videos earlier that none of you watched. Thanks for that. What's important is I'm not bitter.
He's bitter.
I'm a little bitter. Anytime I do stuff that has production value, just humor me, right? It's like 5 minutes. Knife is closed for all you safety enthusiasts out there. Knife is closed. Box is open.
It's a box of scraps.
Right, it's some scrap paper. It's got a sign in it that says Paul. All right, not booby trapped, so I'm happy. And we've got things in several pieces. Oh wait. Oh, okay. All right. I get what it is now. There was a file card in this one. This is what happens when you let things sit for a couple of weeks. You forget what you buy. But yeah, there's a file card and 3 guesses what this is. That's why it says pull. It's not instructions for the packaging. It's instructions for the file card. Because this guy he took the time to pack it well. So thank you for that, eBay seller. And then we'll get into the contents. And those are accessories. So we'll get to them off camera in a little bit. But I won't put you through the horror of me cutting through small, tightly wrapped bubble wrap. Instead, the slightly looser wrapped figure. And what do you know? It's a beachhead. Now, how many is this in the collection? I actually am not sure. We're over 200, but I have to stop and get an official count. I keep saying that I need to take pictures and record this and get it up on our social media, and I keep neglecting to do that simply because, as Brian said, there's just never enough free time. But we will get that done very shortly because I'm at least at a point where I can try and formulate a number. But that's where we're at. Oh, look, Surveillance Port is here. He missed us plugging his damn site, but that's fine. That's fine. Firefly says, I ordered that RPV in 1992 at a Cub Foods. I wonder where that got to. I'm bitter.
The important thing is you're bitter.
Right. Zaymot CGC, he watched the videos that we made. So thank you, Zaymot CGC. Oh, you appreciated them. I think you left comments even. So you're totally up on the list. Andrew Gaugan, trusty box knife playing second stage at Coachella. Oh, fantastic. Eric notes that the UK color scheme for the RPV is delightful. That's true. Sometimes there are minor differences to some of the stuff that was released over in the UK, but man, on the RPV, it was pretty different. And finally, is it Dr. Link Talbot? No, it is not.
And more's the pity.
It is not. Figure Six Pack asks, am I up to 250? No, I am not up to. I'm not that far along with it. We are over 200. We are not at 250. So,
but you are preparing yourself for the eventual collapse of society, and when we're on an all beachhead economy.
I'll be ready. I will be. Yeah. I will be the billionaire of that economy.
4 beachheads will be roughly a nickel.
I mean, it'll be kind of like Bitcoin. I'll just be able to sell off tiny virtual percentages of each beachhead, and they will continue to accumulate value until
it'll be like $100 per crotch piece. It's like
right. Oh my God, easily. It'll be called Beachcoin. Yes, correct. Good job there. Good job. Gunny's asking 1985. No, 1986 is Beachhead. 1986. But no, I do not have 1,985 of them yet. No. Is 1986, is that a good number to stop? Like if I get to 1,986 beachheads, is that time to stop? I ask you to because I trust you to.
It's an intriguing idea. Like,
yeah.
I mean, because I know Brian doesn't actively collect anymore, so he doesn't want the beachhead collection, and Racktime Rob just has, frankly, better things to do with his time and money.
I got already
contact the Guinness people and see if that would be a record.
But wow, so we're back to monetizing crotches. I knew Times Square wouldn't stay clean for long. Yeah, good observation. Good observation. Doug Dello says it still feels short of how many I should buy. To that effect, well, no, because I don't use channel money for my collection. I use channel money for channel stuff. So, anyways, can't even beg for it there. If you at home you don't want your beachhead anymore, be sure to send a nice email courtesy of this station. That's right. What's on Joe Mind at gmail.com. We take all your correspondence, whether that's questions for the show, things you want to share. Maybe you want to let us know what you got in. Maybe you got in something cool that you want to show off to the community. Oh, we're all for that sort of thing. We do it as often as you guys send it to us. I promise you, 90% of what you send to us makes the air. We do not have real thin, real treacherous censorship protocols for you to overcome.
We had a T-shirt in a litter box a couple weeks ago.
Right. We had our T-shirt in a litter box, so clearly we're not hung up on ourselves. But again, the best place to get us any of that stuff, always, what's on Joe Mind at gmail.com, the email address you see at the bottom of your screen right now. Did you see that, Brian? Did you see Diana Davis's cat with our T-shirt on?
I don't know. I did. I'm hopelessly out of the loop.
Oh God, come on, man!
To put
man.
A T-shirt on a cat?
Yeah. And then later she sent us a still of that T-shirt having been discarded by said cat in the litter box.
Alistair would never let me do that.
Yeah,
Alistair would be so
poop.
mad.
I mean, Claude was quite cross.
Yeah.
And again, left it in the litter box next to a fresh poop. So
he knew exactly what to do with it.
He was that cat's he's a bright one, that cat. He survived on the streets. He's got it together. But yeah, go back a couple of weeks and you'll get the full experience of Claude and the T-shirt.
That's fantastic, and I applaud her for having the courage to put a shirt on her cat.
Right. Hey, look, you
mine would kill me in my sleep.
If you live in the Davis household, you have to learn how to plug the damn show. So Doug Dello's got that figured out. Diana's cat plugs the damn show.
Whether it's in any or an outie, you gotta plug the damn show.
That's right. But, I got another
Join the plug army.
I got another package here, but frankly, we're running out of time at this point. And guess what's in here? So we won't worry about that. It's another Link Talbot for the Link Talbot army. But as I now is on my table in front of me, along with an 83 Flash, an 86 Viper, I have one of the new release Cobra officers from a couple of years ago. I got the Zorana that came with the transforming Soundwave Thunder Machine, because I didn't need a Soundwave Thunder Machine, but the Zorana figure was pretty cool, so we picked her up when we saw that on its own. And I've got the Tiger Force Super 7 Snake Eyes. He is a terrible figure. He's got orthopedic
jammies.
Yeah, he's got orthopedic ninja shoes. But he's so bad that I love him. And so he's on my desk right now too. So along with a couple versions of Cookie Monster and some junk. So yeah, it's a mess. I have to clean up. But what can you do? These are the things we don't have time.
Went out on a limb there, releasing a version of Snake Eyes.
I've decided
Snake Eyes.
I've decided that any repaints of this version 2 Snake Eyes that Super 7 did in the 5 points of articulation, I think I need to pick all these up. I need the glow in the dark one. I think that'll make the set right there. because I have the one that they did normal, and I've got the Tiger Force one. I think I need the glow in the dark one, and then I think I'll be good. I'll have Snake Eyes Force.
Nightlight Force.
Right. Look, glow in the dark is cool. Dan Larson is right. Glow in the dark is cool. It's almost as cool. And here's Blocky's Cookie Monster. But I showed him off already. He's got googly eyes. You can hear him. He's like a cobra, like a rattlesnake. Ooh, and now he's dropped his cookie. Anyway,
5-second rule.
Let's roll into shout outs. Brian, you're our guest. Why don't you go first? Who we shouting out?
I would like to shout out Marianne, who has been very patient and has laughed at all my jokes during this show. Thank you. Thanks.
Did she laugh at our jokes?
Yeah,
Brian? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Did she laugh at our
did
jokes?
you laugh at their jokes? Of course. She said yes.
Excellent.
So yeah, that's my shout out.
Thank you for humoring us.
We appreciate that. But who else we got?
Yeah, we're good.
That's it. Not shout out your
I don't even
daughters,
know any
shout
other
out
people.
the cat. You're not gonna. I mean, Alistair came out and did his guest.
Do I know any other people? Oh yeah, my kid's in there. Shout out to my kid.
Oh, there you go.
Graduated high school a couple weeks ago. Yeah, she's doing great. She's not in here to hear me, but what is she? Can she hear me? Is she in the hall? No, okay. All right. So to my kid who will never watch this,
Right.
Congratulations.
Right. It's not the point.
Yeah.
Not the point. It's not the point. Racktime Rob, who we shouting out to?
Hey, shout out to Brian. Thanks for coming on tonight. Good to see you again. And of course, to all the folks out there in TV land and all the ships at sea.
In TV land. Coming up next, Kojak.
Ooh. Oh, if only.
Oh, really? If I could use this as a lead to a 24-hour Kojak stream, holy cow. If you happen to own the streaming rights to Kojak, you talk to me. We'll set something up. You talk to me. But what else we got, Racktime Rob?
I think that's it.
Okay. That almost gave me enough time to figure out how to open these little bubble wraps, but I'm out. I will give a shout out to our wonderful studio audience. Thank you so much for tuning in and catching us live here on the TeamStream. Remember, on your way out, if you haven't by now, hit the little thumbs up button and the little subscribe button there down there below in the description box right underneath Brian. Be sure you don't touch around there because he's ticklish. But make it just stick with the buttons. Stick with the buttons. Marianne is in the room, okay? Stick with the buttons.
Push my buttons.
Now say it with a German accent.
Let me get lined up here. Hold on. I want to make sure that I'm directly above somewhere in that area. So you can use it like this. I'm triangulating the location of the buttons that you're supposed to be pushing. I'm trying to help out. I'm trying to help.
If you are catching us on replay, hey, you count just as much. We appreciate you just as much. Be sure that you are hitting like and subscribe as well. Whatever it is, make sure that you're giving us your 3-figure wish list down below in the big boy comments, because that's what makes the engine go here on the YouTube. It's all about interaction. It's all about, it's not enough that people come and watch your videos. They have to be moved enough to share their words. But so please, big boy comments, always welcome down below. If you're catching us on the Facebook, we appreciate you too. Make sure you're giving us some kind of a reaction over there. Give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. But also make sure that at some point you're following the link, heading over to YouTube and giving us a like and a subscribe there, just so we know where our audience is. If you are one of the few, the proud, the listeners of audio, just leave us a review. Tell us why it's a 5-star show and why you'll listen to every episode again and again and again. And I know it's going to be like 3 weeks from now before I remember to put this episode up, but whatever. It's cool, right? We're eventually getting it done. Anyways, I think that's it. To our wonderful friends and sponsors at Kokomo Toys. Again, we got to see Todd and Amber and the gang this past weekend. We got to fill them with donuts before they came back down to Indianapolis and watched what band was it? Primus. Yeah, Primus show up in Noblesville. So or 40% of Primus anyway. I don't know how much of the original Primus was there, but it was not the entire group. But hey, it was race weekend, and so Johnny was a race car driver, and that's all that needed to be done. But we'll sing the theme song real quick. Kokomo Toys. Kokomo Toys. Ronkonkoma Toys. No, not them. They're bastards. They know what they did. But Kokomo Toys.
What? Remco Toys? What?
Dead and buried. But and of course, shout to you, Brian. Thank you so much. I know Rob has already given you the shout, but thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you coming on.
You're welcome. I'm sorry about the chaos, but not really. You guys know what you're getting when you ask me on, so I can't feel too bad about it. Keep an eye out on Half the Battle Timmer's channel because, knock on wood, the video that's taken my entire life may someday go up. So just keep an eye on that.
It's almost June, but as they say, for 3 more days anyway, it's main character May.
It's gonna be May.
So come on. I had to get it in one more time before we were done here. all of you quit listening. It's going away after for another 11 months until I touch it up and have a slightly better version next year. No one seems to want to believe it.
And we all look forward to that moment.
Yeah.
I'll let you off the hook now. It's going to be the same thing, probably. Probably just going to be the same.
Shocked we are.
Yeah, I'm not good at the video production thing. Occasionally I come up with something cool.
Reckless on take!
But not very often. Anyways, that's it for us. Thank you for joining us. We leave you here so you can pick back up on the WCW Thunder replay on the other side, followed by Kojak Marathon. Be sure to join us next Wednesday at 9:05 Eastern for another episode of What's on Joe Mind. We should have a recap of Yojo June, which will happen that morning on June 4th. So be here with us. I guess I got to call Phil. We got to do like a real episode. Like a news episode.
Get a real guest. Come on. Get somebody who knows something about G.I. Joe, for Christ's sake.
Not these casuals.
These casuals.
Anyways, as our friend Vagon likes to say, hey, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Be sure to join us for another episode of What's on Joe Mind. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. And Yo Joe.
Freedom!